Language Foundations Vocabulary Flashcards, helping you achieve understanding.
A deliberately false or improbable account. A literary work based on the imagination and not necessarily on fact. A short moral story, often with animal characters. A story about mythical or supernatural beings or events. A deliberately false or improbable account. Writing in a fictional form. The act of constructing something, as a piece of machinery. The act of making something, a product, from raw materials. The synthesis and fabrication of single crystals. The deliberate act of deviating from the truth. A deliberately false or improbable account. A false statement. The act of rendering something false is by fraudulent changes, of documents or measures etc., or counterfeiting. A false statement. The state of being false or untrue. Argument could not determine its truth or falsity. A false statement. Imaginative or creative writing. Imaginative or creative writing. A deliberately misleading fabrication. Imagination unrestricted by reality. A schoolgirl fantasy. Indulge in fantasies. Something many people believe that is false. Fiction with a large amount of imagination in it. Original and of a kind not seen before. The computer produced a completely novel proof of a well-known theorem. Pleasantly new or different. An extended fictional work in prose, usually in the form of a story. A printed and bound book that is an extended work of fiction. His bookcases were filled with nothing but novels. Imagination unrestricted by reality. Something many people believe that is false. Fiction with a large amount of imagination in it. A record or narrative description of past events. A history of France. A trivial lie. A short account of the news. The story was on the 11 o'clock news. A structure consisting of a room or set of rooms at a single position along a vertical scale. A message that tells the particulars of an act or occurrence or course of events, presented in writing or drama or cinema or as a radio or television program. A piece of fiction that narrates a chain of related events. A work of fiction describing an imaginary place where life is extremely bad because of deprivation or oppression or terror. State in which the conditions of life are extremely bad as from deprivation or oppression or terror. An imaginary place considered to be perfect or ideal. A book written by Sir Thomas More, 1516, describing the perfect society on an imaginary island. A work of fiction describing a utopia. Ideally perfect state, especially in its social and political and moral aspects.
Become our student and get access to effective and free educational materials. Subscribe to our YouTube channel to become a part of our growing YouTube community and to learn English effectively.